Apple hasn't skipped an iPhone year since 2007, and unless Apple pulls off a shocker, 2026 won't be the exception. But this time, the update cycle comes with a major twist: a split launch strategy, a potential first-ever foldable iPhone, and pricing pressure that could make the next upgrade season one of the most expensive yet. In this video, we're breaking down the most credible iPhone 18 leaks and rumors so far, covering the expected release dates, the rumored iPhone 18 Pro and Pro Max upgrades, the possible iPhone Ultra foldable, iOS 27 highlights, camera changes, battery boosts, new chips, RAM upgrades, and the price increase everyone's already worried about. Let's get into everything we know about the iPhone 18 lineup. First, the big picture expectation. Apple is widely rumored to launch the iPhone 18 Pro and iPhone 18 Pro Max in September 2026, right on schedule with Apple's traditional fall iPhone event. But the twist is what happens next. According to multiple reports, Apple may not release the entire iPhone 18 lineup at once. Instead, the premium models like the iPhone 18 Pro and Pro Max could arrive first in September, while the standard iPhone 18, a more budget-friendly iPhone 18e, and a new iPhone Air model could be pushed to early 2027, with March being the most likely window. If that's true, it's one of the biggest changes to Apple's iPhone release rhythm in years, especially for buyers who usually wait for the base model. Now, let's talk about the headline grabber, the rumored iPhone Ultra. This is being described as Apple's first foldable iPhone, something Apple has famously avoided, while Samsung and others have pushed foldables into the mainstream. If the iPhone Ultra launches alongside the Pro models in September, it would instantly become the biggest story in Apple hardware. And if Apple does foldables the Apple way, tight software integration, high-end durability standards, and premium build quality, it could be positioned as the most expensive iPhone ever made. Which brings us to the next major topic: iPhone 18 pricing. A huge factor here is the ongoing RAM shortage driven by the AI boom. Some people are calling it Ramageddon. The idea is simple: AI hardware demand is forcing memory supply into a squeeze, and that increases component costs across smartphones, laptops, and gaming devices. Even though Apple has massive supply chain leverage, multiple industry watchers expect iPhone prices to rise. One estimate puts the iPhone 18 Pro at around $1,299, roughly $200 more than the previous generation. And here's the key point: if Apple's internal component costs rise significantly, Apple rarely passes on only the exact cost increase. Apple is a premium brand. The iPhone is still the world's top-selling flagship smartphone, and demand historically stays strong, even when the price climbs. So yes, if you're planning an upgrade, be prepared for sticker shock. Next, let's talk iPhone 18 design rumors. So far, the most consistent reporting suggests Apple isn't doing a full redesign for the iPhone 18 generation. Think refined and polished rather than completely reinvented. However, there are a few rumored changes that could still make the phone feel new in daily use. One is the dynamic island. Leaks suggest Apple could shrink the pill-shaped cutout on iPhone 18 Pro models, making it less visually dominant. Another rumor points to a smaller camera bump on some models, though that depends heavily on how much Apple changes the camera hardware. Display sizes are expected to stay roughly the same. iPhone 18, 6.3-inch iPhone 18 Pro, 6.3-inch iPhone 18 Pro Max, 6.9 inches. But even if the sizes don't change, display performance might. One notable leak claims Apple's brightness targets for 2026 are unusually high, which could mean brighter panels, improved outdoor visibility, and a more premium feel, especially on the Pro models. Now let's move under the hood. iPhone 18 specs and performance. One of the biggest rumored upgrades is RAM. Reports suggest Apple may standardize 12 gigabytes of RAM across the entire iPhone 18 lineup. In previous years, higher RAM was often reserved for Pro models while base models lagged behind. If Apple brings the base iPhone 18 up to 12 gigabytes, that's a major win for longevity, multitasking, and on-device AI features for processors. Expectations point to an A20 chip for the standard models and an A20 Pro chip for the Pro lineup. If Apple continues its usual pattern, the Pro chip will focus on higher sustained performance, better efficiency, and stronger AI acceleration. Connectivity upgrades are also rumored, including a new Apple C2 modem for better cellular performance, possible satellite base. 5G features an N2 chip upgrade for stronger Wi-Fi performance and more reliable AirDrop and hotspot behavior. If you've ever had flaky hotspot performance or inconsistent AirDrop transfers in crowded places, that N2 chip rumor is the kind of boring upgrade that can actually make a big difference. Now, iPhone 18 Pro battery rumors.leak suggests Apple is planning battery improvements for the iPhone 18 Pro series. And some reports claim capacities could exceed 5,000 milliamp hours in certain models, especially the iPhone 18 Pro Max. But there's a trade-off. Bigger battery usually means a thicker phone. The iPhone 18 Pro Max is rumored to get slightly thicker and slightly heavier small numbers on paper. But noticeable if you always buy the largest iPhone and care about pocket, feel, and one-handed use. There's also talk of a caulk backglass redesign on the iPhone 18 Pro, potentially shifting away from a two-tone look toward a more unified, seamless appearance. Whether that improves durability or just changes the aesthetics is still unclear. But it's a detail that could help the iPhone 18 Pro stand out in person, now the most exciting category for many people. iPhone 18 camera upgrades. A major report suggests the iPhone 18 Pro could deliver one of the biggest camera hardware jumps in years. The key rumored feature is variable aperture, specifically on the telephoto camera. Variable aperture matters because it lets the camera physically change how much light enters the lens based on the scene. That means better low-light performance when needed, and sharper results in bright conditions when you want more of the scene in focus. And it could also make portrait-style background blur bokeh look more natural, because the blur will be happening optically rather than being heavily simulated through software. If Apple nails variable aperture, the iPhone 18 Pro could become a serious step forward, not just for casual photos, but for creators who care about more camera-like control. Now let's talk software. iOS 27 and AI Siri. The iPhone 18 lineup is expected to ship with iOS 27. And the biggest attention grabber is the next generation of Siri, reportedly rebuilt around AI. Leaks suggest Siri could evolve into more of a chatbot-style assistant, potentially with its own dedicated app experience. The goal is for Siri to understand what's on your screen, assist with writing, generate images, and help edit photos, turning Siri from a voice command tool into a full productivity and creation assistant. If Apple delivers on that promise, iPhone 18 won't just be about faster chips. It'll be about what those chips enable: more intelligence on device, more helpful automation, and a more modern assistant experience that finally feels competitive. So here's the big takeaway. The iPhone 18 cycle could be defined by three things: a split release schedule that changes when different models arrive, a potential iPhone Ultra foldable that reshapes the top of Apple's lineup higher, prices driven by component shortages, and premium hardware upgrades add in brighter displays. 12 gigabytes RAM across the lineup, new A20 chips, a C2 modem, upgraded wireless performance, bigger batteries, and a camera leap like variable aperture. And the iPhone 18 Pro generation could be one of Apple's most meaningful updates in years. Now, the question is simple. If prices go up, are the upgrades big enough to justify it? And if Apple really launches a foldable iPhone Ultra, Does it become the iPhone everyone wants, or the iPhone only a few can afford?